Hello all, welcome to my YouTube channel PowerBud. Today I am going to show you how to create schematics and PCB libraries in Altium. So it is very important to add the schematics and PCB libraries in Altium because from these libraries only you are going to place your schematic symbol and also going to assign the PCB footprints. So if you have an already created Altium project, you can open and check how to add this. If you don't have, you have to create one. So open the Altium Designer. I have already created a PCB project file here. So I'm going to show you now how to add the schematic library and PCB library here. Right click, add new to project. Like you added the schematic and PCB in this project, you have to add the schematic library and PCB library. So what you have to do, right click on PCB project file, that means with the extension PRJ PCB. Right click, add new to project, schematic library, and you can see now a schematic library is opened with the default component here. Just save this file, save, okay, and close for now. Similarly, you have to add a PCB library. Right click, add new to project, PCB library, again file, save. Okay, you can change this name while you are saving the file, like here. If you want to change the name, you have to go open this save as option and you can change the name of the library file. Okay, close for now. And we have a blank schematic document here. And in this project file, if you check, the source documents are the PCB and schematic file, and the library documents just now we created PCB library and schematic library. So you have to check all this extension. The PCB project file is having a PRJ PCB extension, and the schematics and PCB document is having .schematic document and .pcb document respectively. And under this library folder, you can see a PCB library, that means PCB library.extension file is there, and also a schematic library extension file is there. Okay. Now inside this library file only we are going to create different component symbols, and also we are going to create a different PCB footprints. So open the schematic library file. Now you can see one more tab window is opened here, that is schematic library. Click on that tab and you can see here one component already created, that's a default component. What you have to do, if you want to add more components, what you have to do, click on add component 2, add component 3. Okay, and this all three component files are blank because we haven't created any component yet. Click on component 1. I am going to create a resistor in this. So I am going to change first of all the name. So I am adding as resistor. Okay. Now you can see the name changed here. When I change the design item ID, it is changed. Don't confuse with this name with this name. It's a schematic library name with an extension SCHLIB, and inside this schematic library file you have added one component as resistor. Again, if you want to add one more resistor or capacitor, you can change it just like that, capacitor. Okay. Now we have two components, but symbols are not available because we haven't created one. What you have to do, you have to place the pin, then you have to represent the symbol. Okay, I am going to place pin. Okay, I have placed it two times. I am going to create a resistor only, but here the mistake is you can see one dotted rectangle. I placed this in this direction and this is in outside. So what you have to do, you have to make sure you are placing this rectangular point in the outer edges, because there only you are all going to uh, you will be able to connect only this point. If you are trying to connect any electrical net this side, it is not an electrical connection itself. When you want to connect, when you want to establish an electrical connection, then you have to place this dotted rectangular point in outer edges. Okay. Now if you want to change the pin number, what you have to do, click on the pin, then change the number. I'm going to change this to 1. Okay, now again changing to 2. You don't confuse this this designator with the component designator. Here I am going to add the component designator as R question mark. This is the standard format. If you want to change the designator, like for the capacitor, it will be C and question mark. So that question mark later it will be default. It will we can change by annotation method, or it will automatically assign like R1, R2, R3, like that you can change. But for this library file, you have to make sure you have added this as R question mark. That question mark later we will be able to replace with the numbers. Okay. And command also am I going to add. It's a thin film resistor. Okay. There are many type of resistor capacitor elements. So in order to distinguish these kind of resistor symbols with the other resistor symbol, you can add the command here. Okay. I have added the command also. And if I press here, other than the spins in this page, you will be able to see the component properties. If I am pressing the sorry, if I am pressing this pin and if I am checking the property window, I am able to see the pin properties. So don't confuse with the pin designator with the component designator. Okay, please remember this. And I don't want to always make sure this is visible, because I don't want this pin designator visible in my schematics, because this is a passive element, and if I there is no need to represent the pin number or direction, because it is bidirectional. So I'm going to hide these two. So I'm selecting these two pins and I am going to hide these. Okay. Now, next step is you have to add a representation. So you can add the place line option. Okay, and here you can see it is coming like this, a straight line. If you press space, you will be able to change this. Okay, and if you want to change the grid settings, you have to check here. If I press G, it will change. In the keyboard, you have to press G. Okay. I'm pressing G. 50 minutes I changed. Okay, and I am pressing space button to change the this format. Like that you can root. Once you complete the routing, press right click, and if you want to escape from this command, like if you want to end this command, press escape. Okay, you have ended this command. And this pin length, it is too much, you have to change this to 100 mils. That's a standard value. So both pins I have changed to 100 mils for passive elements, and for the smaller elements like active elements, you don't need to keep this 200 mils pin length, 200 or 300. It is actually based on the aspect ratio. For this kind of a resistor, you don't need much bigger pin number. And it is also for this printing option, like you have to if you want a clear vision, clear picture of this symbol, you can use from 100 mils itself. 100 to 100 you can use. Okay, for the passive elements I am going to use 100 mils only. So this component creation is complete now. But if you want to use advanced like very perfect component, then you have to add this description, and you can add other properties, other parameters also. Okay, so I have created this schematic symbol now. This schematic symbol is there, but the symbol is not associated with any footprint. Okay, remember this. Now we are going to create a PCB footprint. Then we will assign that footprint to this symbol itself. Okay, I have created this and I'm going to save this. Don't forget to save this. You can click on file and save option. And one more option is there. If you create one symbol and if you want to use the same symbol in another component, what you have to do, you can just select, drag and copy. And for the other element like component 3, I'm going to place the same symbol. Like this, and make sure you are placing this rectangular dotted point in the grid only, otherwise it will later show off grid errors in schematics. Okay, now for this same symbol I am going to add the um, designator command. This will be for the thick film resistor. Okay, and again resistor 1. Okay, this is for distinguishing this kind of resistor. So I have saved this and you can close this for now. Again, open PCB library file. Once you open this file, again you can see here one more tab is appeared, PCB library. Click on that tab, and if you want to add more components, click here to add more components. Okay, first one will be our resistor. So I am going to create a 0603 package resistor, and description also it says 0603 with a zero point 0.1 watt power distribution. Like this you can add some generic standard description formats are available. Some designers will use the from DigiKey or Moser, something like that. So there we will get a standard format like resistor thin film 0603.1 wattage. This kind of representation of description we will get. So you can use the standard formats, or you can use your own methods to describe this kind of resistor. Okay, it's up to you. So I have created a resistor now here, and once you create this, you have to place the pad, you have to place the top overlay bot, and you have to add the other things like assembly top, assembly bottom, silk screen top, silk screen bottom. Silk screen bottom you don't need to add, because if you mirror that it will automatically come. So for this components you have to mainly add assembly top, silk screen top, reference designator, pins, all these things. So for now I will just add a pad and assembly sorry, silk screen top only. I will not add anything else, because this is not the intention of this video. So we'll simply add a component pad here. Okay, this is not a standard format, like I'm not adding any units or anything. This is for not for even 0603 itself. I don't know actually what is the value. I'm not going to refer that and add. It will increase the video duration, and for our video this is not our intention. Our intention is just to show how to add this PCB library and schematic library. So once you add these two pads, you can change the pad property by selecting those two pads. So I am going to change to rectangular, and you can change the width. Okay, here it is mil. If you press Q, you can change like Q here. You can change the unit, like it is changed to millimeter now. So I am going to change 1 mm by 1 mm, and this is through hole. I'm going to change it to single layer. You can select top layer. Okay, so we have added our pad. Other details we kept default, and now you have to add the top overlay. So now it is, you can see it is changed to top layer only. Press tab and change to top overlay. Okay, like this you can add. So this is just for representation. Similarly, you have to create the footprint. There is one video available in Altium, how to create the footprint in Altium. You can refer that video to prepare a to create a standard footprint library. Here some things are missing, like designator, assembly top, all these details are missing. Also 3D model details are missing. I'm not going to add now. So just for now, I have created a sample footprint. Press Ctrl S to save the footprint, and go to project file, open schematic library, and go to schematic library and resistor 1. Here I am going to add that the one which we created, the footprint which we created now. So go to add footprint, browse. If the PCB library is saved in the same folder of that PCB project, then you don't need to find, and you don't need to select the footprint path. What you have to do, uh, you can select this resistor 0603 from this automatically loaded PCB library file, and you can select OK. Okay, Now we have this footprint. Okay, once you added this footprint, just press save. File, save. Okay, just close. This one also you can close. And in schematic file, if you want to add that schematic symbol, go to schematic library. This one only we have added the footprint and symbol. You can press on place. Okay, like this you can add. Okay, I hope this video is useful for you. If you have any doubt, please comment. If you like the content, please subscribe my channel and support. Thank you for watching. Bye.